Okay guys, so we're walking around Oakland, California. Oakland itself is kind of like a graffiti mecca when you think about it. There's like literally, the walls are all tagged up. You see over here, it's like a lot of broken out lots. A lot of empty lots. We're over here on East 18th Street, Park Boulevard in Oakland. We're over here. We got Pulp Fiction Fashion, Lakeview, right over there. You got little small, it's not downtown, but they have a little small like beauty salons, barber shops, bagel shops. Yeah. There's a movie theater over here. That's a movie theater. It's a park across the street over there. I don't know what's the name of the park, but it has like a couple of benches, a basketball court. Looks like they have a couple of pull-up bars for your calisthenics. They have a barbecue grill actually. And then they have like a children's like slides and play area. This is East 20th Street. Honestly, I'm not even sure. So we're in East Oakland actually, technically. We're not called, it's not, you know, there's an area called Deep East Oakland, which is where, you know, the hood, so to speak, begins. Deep East Oakland is where the hood is, and that's where it's really dangerous. We're still in the east part of Oakland because you see East 20th Street, but we're not in Deep East Oakland. I guess you could say Deep East Oakland starts from like, I mean, I'm not really that sure, but like parts start from higher numbers like the 50s or 40s and on, and that's when, you know, you're not gonna really go for a walk recording with the GoPro, like that kind of thing, right? But over here it's close to Lake Merritt, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so this park is called Fort Smith Park, City of Oakland. East 21st Street. I've actually never walked around here before, so I'm not even really quite sure which area we are. It looks like another park coming on. See more graffiti, street art. Look, this is how the houses look around here. It's very old actually. It's like an old city. Like I don't see, like the only thing you see being built here that's new are the new condos by Lake Merritt, where, like I mentioned yesterday, that's where like the gentrification is starting to slowly creep in. But they're all centered around the lake. Like you see, these is typical California style, like the colors. Like you're not gonna see this kind of color in other states besides the West Coast. Okay, so we have a church over here. People come here for Sunday church. It's called the Church of All Faiths. East 21st Street here in East Oakland. Yeah, YouTube. It's good, yeah. Nice car, man.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you got it, brother.
You gotta give me the vlog with the car.
You got it. There you go, man. Where we at?
Huh?
Where we at? Oakland. All right, brother. Be safe. Yeah, so you saw the cat that was driving his car before from here, from Oakland, and he asked me if I was vlogging. I told him yeah. He's like, oh, you gotta get me in your vlog, G. So I filmed him. He did like one of those spins, like in Oakland here actually. So just to give some insight in Oakland, they actually have a lot of things called the sideshow, which is like a car exhibition where a lot of people that come out with their cars, like it can be race cars, sports cars, or a lot of modifications on these cool looking California Oakland type of cars. They come here and they do like spinning, they do like different types of tricks. Like, I don't know how to describe, it's called donuts, which is when the person just keeps like dragging the car, I guess, if that's the right way to say it, and they burn the rubber, they go around like in uncontrolled circles. So he did that, and I got a little bit on video. Shouted out his city, Oakland, so it was cool. That was definitely love, you know. Now we're on East 20th Street. But yeah, so I mean, I think that was kind of cool because it kind of brought the Oakland type of culture, respectful too, to the forefront. This guy's letting us pass first in the cross. So this part, I believe it's Clinton Park here in Oakland, and it's also close to Vietnamese town. You see there's a lot of Vietnamese stores around here. So this is like little Vietnamese town here in Oakland. About 7th Avenue so far here in International Blvd. And this is the park over here. Not much people here at this time. See, there's a Vietnamese restaurant there, and there's a Vietnamese restaurant here. 7th Avenue, International Blvd. This part's East 12th Street. International Blvd is actually that way. Here's a little Vietnamese strip mall. This tractor trailer is about to make a turn. There's much going around here. You see it's a little bit rough on the edges around here. Just across the street over to this little Vietnamese strip mall over here. Vietnamese dim sum to go. It's a little Chinatown over here. It looks really kind of depressing. Everything closes early. Look at everything is like shuttered. I don't even know if they're still in business. The way these look, it looks like it's out of business. Like this one over here for sure is out of business. This does not even look like it's closed. It just looks like it's out of business. It's kind of a little depressing around here. Business hours is Monday to Friday, 9:30 to 5. So this place is still in operation. This tractor trailer's following me into here. This place is closed down. Okay guys, I don't know. I told you it's a little rough around the edges here. These look like blood stains on the floor. Yeah. Yeah, they look like blood stains. They look like blood stains on the floor. Here's a local Deli shop. Yeah. So this over here is 8th Avenue on 12th Street, East 12th Street. International Boulevard is to the left. As you can see, this part is a little rough on the edges. Suspect looking bloodstains on the street. Pho Mekong, so it's still part of a little Vietnamese town over here. You can get some pho around here. Yep, some Vietnamese food. It's called Pho Mekong. Look, it's Vietnamese. Oh. Vietnamese town here. Right here. So this place is called Welcome to Oakland Garden Dining Pho Mekong. Vietnamese restaurant, best noodle town and soup. So still part of a Vietnamese town around here on East 8th Street. A lot of auto repairs too. Chinese looking auto repairs. A lot of street art here. Street art looks more than just graffiti, actually. It looks like pretty talented street art. I mean, look at this. This to me is not graffiti, this is art. MJ Auto here on East Oakland. MJ Automotive. It's kind of like a blue collar area, stuff like that. Look at this part. It's a lot of auto parts, a lot of auto shops around here. Auto shops. Okay guys, the East Oakland tour continues here. There's a lot of warehouses, empty lots, auto parts, and these how the houses look at these houses. They're completely caged. It's like big fences, and then the first floor is totally fenced in. Yeah, the first floor is totally fenced in. And then they got more auto shops and stuff like that as you walk around here. And we're walking up to 10th Avenue in East Oakland. Really rough around the edges, very working class, blue collar look. I wouldn't say it really looks like the hood yet. Maybe the element's not out yet, but it just looks like a working class, blue collar neighborhood. And then people driving past in the car, you can tell they're from, you know, certain parts of town. Oh yeah, hope you enjoy this little tour. Street over there is International Boulevard. Over there is the railroad. So I'm gonna loop one more street, hook around East 11th, come back down to International Boulevard, and walk back down to the lower numbers. I mean, you can literally walk all the way up until it hits like the 90th Avenue, but that's when you're in deep East Oakland. Wouldn't recommend you walking around with a GoPro like this around there, especially if you're not from around there. And there's a bus that you can take. And they got a lot of the accordion buses out here. So still a lot of auto shops around here. It doesn't look like it's Vietnamese town anymore, at least on this side, East 12th Street. Lemon pepper. Also, it is still part of little Vietnamese town here because they have a lemon pepper Vietnamese noodle house. But it looks like all these Vietnamese places are like shuttered up though. So like I don't even know if it's still in business anymore. Look, that's where the bus stop is. Let's out the bus. They have a Chinese auto shop here. So there's a big Asian presence in this part of East Oakland. I think this is the part where the Asian community still is. Let's cross the street. Gonna hook around over to International Boulevard. Look, this Vietnamese place is all shuttered up. Like I don't even know if it's in business anymore. Okay, it says from 10 to 6, 9 to 5. So right now it's already like 6 o'clock here, West Coast time. So they are open, it's just that they close early. So like when you think about it, it's literally 10 to 6 is like what, an 8-hour shift? I mean, I think they close shop early around here. It's probably a lack of business. At the same time, it's probably not the best place to be open late. As you can tell right now at 6 o'clock in the evening, it's still already so quiet around these streets. Can you imagine when it turns late? I sure wouldn't want to be working as well. So right now we're walking over to International Boulevard.
Hi, you are currently being recorded.
Yeah. So I'm recording as well. This looks like more of a used car lots. Not used car lots. Okay, looks a little bit sketch around here. I have to be careful how I record. People are looking at me too. Put the camera. I'm not trying to record them. I don't want their pips coming out and giving me shit. Hey guys, so I had to turn off my camera before because as you saw there was the street ladies, and I'm sure the element is there. They're bodyguards. I don't want to use these words on YouTube, but they'll definitely probably come and say something about why you're recording. So for safety, I'd stop recording. Don't want to draw that attention to yourself. Yeah. But look at this Oakland street art though. It's incredible. See more of the street ladies. Look. So they got more Vietnamese restaurants and shops here, but it looks like it's all boarded up. I had to cut my camera off again because they had the street people coming out. So you know, you don't want to get a car recording and have people press you on while you're recording around the area. This is best for safety, just to like stop recording, just put it in your pocket. They saw me with a camera, but like as soon as they saw me see them, I actually put it in my pocket. They didn't say anything, because sometimes they'll like call their PIM, I'm not going to finish the rest of that letters, and then you know, they'll come out and press you like why you're recording, where you're from or whatever, what are you doing here, you're a logger, you're a YouTuber or whatever. So like, you know, we'll do that kind of stuff. So this is still like a little Vietnamese town over here. So there's a big Vietnamese presence, but like look at these stores, they're all shuttered. Are they even still open for business anymore? Look at this. I guess everything closes at 5:30. Everything closes at 5:30 around there. So they all close, all these Vietnamese shops, all these different places. Like, hey, okay, this one's still open. This one is Sherba restaurant, Middle Eastern. It's a Middle Eastern restaurant. Okay, this one's still open for business. Halal food. They actually have halal food around here. Look there, they actually have halal food. They actually have halal food around here. And then Deli restaurant. Going back to the park on the other side. So we're coming down with the numbers going down here on International Boulevard. If you go up, you're gonna see, you know, obviously you already caught a little glimpse of it, streetwalkers and all that stuff. So if you go more up, you're gonna see more and more of that. So I'm gonna go back down in numbers here on International Boulevard. See a streetwalker here, and then back to Clinton Park. Clinton Park Community Center. Vietnamese Chamber of Commerce. There's a huge Vietnamese community here. Clinton Community Center. It's like a local community center around here. Go to this side of the park. Let's let loose. Let's go around this way actually.